Asian students in New York say they're the victim of now massive discrimination. A new public school lottery system discounts grades and other merit-based selection in the name of racial equity. This from the New York Post. Of the 12,082 Asians applying for freshman seats in city schools in the fall, only 8,484, 70%, secured one of their top 5 picks. By comparison, 90% of black kids, 89% of Hispanics. Two groups that together totaled more than 45,000 of the 71,000 applicants scored one of their top 5 choices. It's part of a growing trend across the country where Asian students say public school admission programs choose one minority over another. Yatin Chu's founder of the Asian Wave Alliance and joins us now. Yatin, is there any way to look at this other than a form of racism?
I don't think so. I think the numbers speak for themselves. As you can see, 30% of Asian students in New York City did not get one of their top 5. Now, in New York City, students can select up to 12 schools for high school, and many of them do. But as we all know, 12 is a lot. Most students and most families are really looking at their top 3 or top 5.
And I guess the question would be, do you all have any idea why it is that Asians are so disproportionately not getting their selection? Because I would assume that if black and Hispanics weren't getting their selection at a higher rate, they would be pretty upset about it.
Oh, well, Asian students and families are certainly very upset about it. I'm hearing from many, many families how unfair this is. So how do we get here? Well, the past 2 years, New York City has been really loosening up the bar for grades and for tests and so forth. And fast forward to February of this year, we heard from the DOE that they were going to use a, quote, screen system for high schools. However, what we found out was that 2/3 of the students was going to be put into the top grouping. So the top grouping would certainly be the ones that would be chosen for some of the more selective screen schools. But having 2/3 of the students in the top group, I mean, it's basically a lottery.
In other words, if you get an A+ and a B average, you're basically treated the same. So it takes away the merit-based idea of the very top performing students getting the best options and best opportunities. Do you think this was solely based on race issues, or what was the underlying motivation?
Well, I think there are a few things going on. Is that parents, traditionally, a lot of the top high schools did use grades, and many parents assume that if you have a hardworking kid with top grades, that you were going to be, chosen for your top schools. So a lot of them were caught off guard and put down the schools that they thought their children would, be admitted to. So I think, they played with the numbers. New York Post reported in February that the DOE admitted and actually touted that they've created an admissions system this year that would increase the percentage of Black and Hispanic students by 13%.
Wow.
So,
yeah, I hate to break in here, but I want to zoom out, because obviously we've seen education be such a huge part of politics. It was an enormous part of Glenn Youngkin's victory in Virginia, a Republican winning in a blue state. There were a lot of Asian parents who came over and supported him because of some of the various education policies. I'm thinking about some of the admissions policies at the selected public schools in Northern Virginia. Asians on President Biden's performance, right now 44% approve, 55% disapprove. That is higher than the national average, but he's lost 30% of Asians in that approval number since April 2021. What gives, and are you starting to see parents who are now switching party affiliations because of the situation you've just described?
Absolutely. I'm hearing it every day. Asian Wave Alliance is a political club that's trying to educate Asians about the policies and issues and not just blindly voting by identity politics. And we're hearing that. For the most part, sadly, Asians don't declare an affiliation. A lot of Asians
when you say we're hearing that, specifically what?
I'm hearing that they're very unhappy with the Democratic Party. As recent as November,
Why?
we saw that the Asian neighborhoods, because of crime, because of the anti-merit admissions policies to public schools, immigrants that come to New York City and to this country are hoping for their American dream. And, to discount meritocracy, to discount hard work, and just rely on a lottery system, that's not what we're here for. And, I hear from parents that can afford to, they're moving out of New York City. They're making plans. And so the ones that do remain have to live with the system that we have. And it's really, really sad.
Oh, yeah, Tin, change begins the way you're doing it. Obviously, that's really what happened in Virginia. We saw big effects there. This is probably the beginning, not the end of our conversations. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.